And we're back. With some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. Right now we're on the first game. And now we're on day 3. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you for too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? Who? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Court is now in session from the trial of Miss Lana Scott. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is. I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. If the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow. This is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder of the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. No, that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Ooh, boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Oh, this guy? Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir.
So you're telling us you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir. I forgot this dude has a bullhorn. Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir.
Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order.
Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
Okay.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Okay, so potential brain damage upon another injury. Cool. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with.
Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime. Which means many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the Chief of Detectives, sir.
Oh, this little bastard.
I was to ensure I wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for that day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were many people running around. But I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Oh my god, I hate this character so goddamn much. And it's just a visual novel, please.
There it is, I found it. This is the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir. It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir.
I see. But the number 498-9596 is shows being used twice. Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. This is the first time I really...
Excuse me?
The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room, and the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him.
Okay.
That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you say did it?
I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him.
You took his knife?
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man.
I see. He must have been desperate.
Next thing I knew, his coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew...
Yes?
He punched me right in my face, sir.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's not nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
That is so fucked up. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir, the Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it? What is that? A tape?
Yes, sir, absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir.
I really hate this fucking guy.
It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked for such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only good thing I'm at. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Oh. Whoa. Well, we don't get to see what the hell happened. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? The hell was that piece of railing plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yes, well anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony shall suffice. Is it alright with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir, as you wish, sir.
Oh, we're just straight up questioning him the whole way through. He's gonna be the only witness?
His face can't clearly be seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given the locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Have to. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Yeah, of course it can't be seen. The camera moves back and forth, dude. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife?
Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter.
The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at the people when talking to them, you see.
So not only is he a bumbling idiot, he's a timid bumbling idiot. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it.
Well, you're gonna lose that badge, buddy. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify.
Yeah, hell yeah, fuck no. We're not letting this bitch off free at all.
Why is everyone looking at me?
You're guilty.
If I had to label your stares as disturbing.
Megan. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more careful. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
I mean, he opened the locker. What do you want me to do?
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? Say maybe with a crowbar?
No, sir. I've myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. Like a crowbar, as you mentioned. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir, in this too.
How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
Sir, if I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir.
What the fuck? I'm sorry? Very flawed logic, officer. I want your badge now.
I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is,
unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? Is there a way for me to do? Can I actually just watch the video over myself, right? Okay, I can. Remember the locker from earlier that had the fucking bloody handprint on it? There's nothing sticking out of there. Man, that cop sucks. Game over. And then we see this here. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing that particularly seems rather strange.
Strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Your Honor, have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edward. I propose we have the defense point out to this as alleged contradiction in the video.
You would want me to point it out?
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Please cover your ears. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
To point out a problem in the video? It's the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and make sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. No, we're gonna watch it fucking 80 times, motherfucker. You're gonna relive this shit. How did this guy ever become a police officer anyway?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates... Okay, buddy, goddamn.
Wait a minute. Because there's nothing there in the beginning. So, what is with...
Well, I don't get it.
Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine?
Don't look at me with those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again,
Now what do I do? Yeah, we play the... let's play the video again, because what is... If it's not... The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this.
Yes, that is strange. Something suddenly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you were looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates that the man may not be Detective Goodman. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I almost walked right into the defense's trap.
I'll place him under arrest, sir. What?
Rats. I need to slow down and tackle these things one piece at a time. Now what do I do? Alright, so a man shows up. Okay. What about the glove falling from the from the locker? Hmm. So, wait a minute. So, how do we actually prove that it's not him because of the fact that, like, yeah, we can say his face is obscured. Uh, it doesn't seem he puts his hand there. Great, now they think I'm lost. Well, and I actually kind of am. all sounds true enough, but the victim's body was found at the prosecutor's office. There has to be a mistake somewhere. But the real thing's so much more intense than the movies. Here, you can use the player to watch it as much as you'd like. The security video. When it's open. Oh no, the song. Yeah, how come this is on? Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind to a little earlier. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Order, what's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes, why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor? Something jam the sensor? There's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more.
Well, that's kind of fast, so whatever. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my...
We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit into the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene,
there just might have been something that fits the description.
But sir, by insulator you don't mean...
I think I finally got this figured out.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck between the locker door?
This rubber glove. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
Order, order, order. So we are to believe then that the victim, who this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman.
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video is indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this.
What?
Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is it a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
There's one other...
Wait, no, there's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used as a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record. I see. I have the ID record right here, sir.
The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why were so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, even though it doesn't make much of a difference.
There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. So let us move on to the cross-examination once more.
So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages. I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir.
Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. The card right next to my cup, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 or 3 times my tie gets stuck in, when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor.
You got the wrong color, kid.
It would seem the Inquiry Committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm kind of confused. What? I'm not thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Use his card, right? So then... Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report. It's only half completed.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order, order. So now what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order, order, order. Does the prosecution have a response?
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, and the murderer in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't gonna end well. Well. Seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgewater. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime would only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. Saw a trap in the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim of Officer Meekin's encounter? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana.
Aw.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven.
Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has only proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, the large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgewater. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident.
This might just be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean?
Your Honor.
The defense would like to request a specific witness.
Whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe who knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name?
Take that! Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
Can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I
feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need we shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. So we still got a little bit to go.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana, you're the one who knows everything.
Emma,
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Ah, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You got a lot of nerve, pal, making the detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey. I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So have you brought what I asked?
You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name while making my request.
My name? Never a million years what I thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The SL9 incident? This goddamn incident!
But Lana...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you. The chief prosecutor was a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a no, wait, Miss Sky was a witness? Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago.
What? Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Fuck am I, chopped liver over here? Come on.
But Emma, but why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there. I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that?
That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings.
Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. No.
Emma, wait. She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. See you later.
Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth, not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. Better take a good look at this case file.
To be continued. So we're gonna have to leave this as a cliffhanger for today. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow.